What's up? I'm Ayla.
This is Let's Talk BL, a Boys Love podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast. It is Sunday, Series Sunday, that day of the week where we talk all things one series and one series only. Today, hopefully nothing will get lost in translation.
Nice.
Just kidding. No, I'm really excited to talk about this show. I was excited about this show before it came out. I was familiar with Laz Icon. I was familiar with Laz One. I was really into a couple of their songs. I was really, really excited about this.
Yeah.
And then no one cared. And then all of a sudden, everyone cared.
I mean, because they banged real good.
So I'm
That's
very
literally
excited
why
to talk about
people
this
cared.
show. Like,
F5 happened, and everyone was like, oh my God, they kissed each other real good.
like honestly, like, nobody cared. Like, I would be like, oh, Love and Translation, Love and Translation. And people were like, who? What? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, everyone cared. And I was like, okay, here we go. Like, let's do this thing. And now, Da'u and Off-Road are like
Everywhere. I mean, they have such fun personalities. I didn't realize how much they were on live. Like,
Yeah, they're always going live.
I followed a translator who's translating for Da'u and Off-Road, and my gosh, they have so much. There's so much content. It's wild.
Yeah. So I'm excited to talk about this show because I was excited just reading the synopsis of this. I pushed the boy band agenda. And so, like, from the beginning, I loved the idea of, like, two boy banders, like, being in a BL together. So I'm excited.
Also, this was, like, it felt new and fun and fresh for BL. Like, it felt different than I think what I have watched lately.
So to me, I feel like it's a very typical plot, right? Like, boy likes girl, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's
Yeah.
right? Like, it felt
very tropey.
It felt very tropey and normal, but I think the production quality was like a
So
little bit
good.
different.
And the cast was so
Yeah.
good. Every single cast member had such great chemistry with each other. Oh, I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a quick watch. It's only 8 episodes, which is so sad. It's on iQIYI. The person who directed this also directed Love Mechanics, Dangerous Romance, and Sodus.
I love Sodus. I think Sodus is a classic. Obviously,
Yeah.
Love Mechanics, Yin War. How are you going to go wrong? It also was done really well.
Yeah.
So
It was done really well.
yeah. Fun Thai fact, if anybody's curious. Do you know what Sunday is in Thai?
No, I know Saturday is Sao.
It's Wan Artit, as in, like, Sodus.
Ah,
And so
cute.
now I, like, see Krista in my head anytime I, like, think of, like, the word for Sunday.
What did we just had a conversation with somebody recently about the days of the week. What did they also mean? Are they they're the planets. That was wild. Fascinating. Okay. We have Yang Yang Feng as played by Da'u, and then Poomjai played by Off-Road.
Of course. So
Sweet,
cute.
sweet
Off-Road. Okay. Synopsis time. Chinese businessman Yang is in pursuit of a Thai partnership, searching for a way to continue his business. He meets Poomjai, who has it bad for Chinese influencer Tammy. Though they don't get on well, they need to call a truce for their own sake. ... Yeah.
Cute. Short and to the
Yeah.
point. I fully relate to Poomjai's obsession with Tammy. I feel like all of us have a Tammy. Like, literally everybody is like, as soon as somebody goes live, as soon as they post something.
Oh, so not the girl that plays Tammy specifically,
No.
but like the idea of it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, really? Tell me more.
A Tammy.
Okay, I understand now.
Everyone has a Tammy,
Okay.
right? Like, everyone has that person that they're like, they want to learn a language for.
Yeah.
They like want to like buy the like cardboard cutout of. They like, you know.
This feels very targeted.
No, I have it too. I think, and that's what's fun about this character when he's sitting at the and I think it's the very first episode. It is the first episode when Poomjai is sitting at the dinner table with his parents, and he's like freaking out, and he like giggles because he has his headphones in, and Tammy's live, and I was like, yes. There have been multiple times where I'm in my room or you're in here, and we hear each other like giggling or laughing about some cute thing some boy did, and it's like, Cowjai, my friend.
I mean, literally, I was at work the other day. I got a new job, you guys, so like I can tell this story now because what are they gonna do? Fire me? I was at work the other day, and I was working. I was legitimately working, but like a very cute Thai boy went live, and so of course I was like tap tap tap, And I went in and I just like had my phone sitting there like propped up against my computer. And I was just like, and luckily he wasn't really talking. He was like in the midst of like creating a song. So it was really just him like
So
messing with the song. And like for a good hour, I was just sitting there and I was like, and I would stop periodically and just like look down. So yeah, I mean, listen, we've all been there. We've all been down bad like that before. I get it.
Poomjai is so relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, this overall story was really cute. It was a very simple story, a very classic story, but I feel like the production was really great and the chemistry between all of the characters, not just the main couple. Probably my favorite, I was thinking about this the other day, one of my favorite relationships in this story was Poomjai and his brother Pojai. They were a classic enemies to brothers. Because they truly had like a journey of relationship.
You know who they remind me of? And this will date me slightly. They remind me of Malcolm and Reese in Malcolm in the Middle.
I never watched that show.
But like less like physically violent.
Okay.
Less physical violence, but more like Malcolm and Reese, if anybody ever watched that show, have a really interesting relationship of like, they fought a lot and they were like, I hate you and whatever. Yeah. But then there's this one specific episode when Hayden Panettiere is on the show where like she's conned them all into going to see Mamma Mia, like the play.
I love it.
And she manages to convince everybody to get on board with this plan because she convinces Malcolm that Reese is gay and Reese wants to see, but like Reese doesn't want to say anything. Yeah. And she also then convinces Reese that Malcolm is gay and that Malcolm wants to see this thing. And so in order to be like supportive, whatever, like they have to go. And so like they all like, they're like, okay. Uh-huh. And then like at the end of the episode, they're like, they literally are trying to tell each other, like, it's okay that you're gay. Like, I'm okay. Like, you're still my brother. I love you. Like, it's okay that you're gay. They're not. It's been a way for, like, Hayden Panettiere to go see Mamma Mia.
Yeah. But they're having a heart-to-heart.
Not really a heart-to-heart. They're, like, in the living room in front of everyone, and they're, like, trying to find a way to be, like, supportive. Not like, it's okay, but more, like, support. Like, I support you, and, like, this is how I'm showing you that this is okay. And they start singing ABBA songs to each other, and it's like the funniest, cutest thing because it's like, yeah, you've got these brothers that are like, I hate you too, but like I support you, and it just like reminds me of this relationship.
Yeah, one of my favorite scenes is the scene where Poomjai doesn't understand. It's right after Piyang has been like, I was just testing you. I don't like you. And Poomjai is like, doesn't really understand what's happening. And he's sitting in his room and his brother is like, what's happening? And they have this like sweet moment and Poomjai just starts crying and he hugs him and it's just so sweet. I think maybe my favorite relationship in this show was not the main couple, it was the brothers.
The brothers. I mean, that's fair.
Because then they have that final conversation by the grill where he's like, I'm sorry I'm not the brother you wanted. And he's like, what are you talking about? And he was like, well, when we were 2 years old, I mean, they were like 8 years old, I think. But he was like, when we were children, you got mad at me for, I forget what reason it was. And he was like, oh, because he was a small boy and there was a big boy beating him up. And he was like, he couldn't defend his little brother because size, and his little brother was like, you suck, and he like held on to it for like 30 years.
Not quite 30, but yeah.
And was like, I'm sorry I couldn't be the brother you wanted me to be. And he was like, no, bro, I love you. Oh, it was such a sweet moment.
I'm sorry I couldn't defend you. Yeah, they're really fun. They're really cute. For me, I think my favorite thing about this show was the production, because even though it was like a very tried and true storyline, right? Like, boy likes girl, boy meets boy via girl, right? Like, and then, you know. I felt like the way that this show reminded me a lot of the Lovely Writer production, actually. Like the way it was made.
I can see that.
Stylistically. And I really loved the Lovely Writer style. And so like, but stylistically, that's not something that you are seeing in a lot of BLs right now. Mm-hmm. And so I really liked the way that this show was made, just like put together. And then I do think Dao and Offroad are really cute together. Like, I will say, chemistry. They like from the start, at first I was like, because I hadn't really I liked Last Icon and I was into Last One, but I hadn't really
Gotten into the members.
Like,
Yeah.
I knew who the members were. I knew who Off-Road was because everybody was obsessed with Off-Road, and, like, now I get it.
I knew who Da'u was because he went to war. I remember when any celebrity goes into the military in Thailand, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. But so I hadn't watched like interviews they had done. I didn't really know their personalities.
Right.
And so I remember being like, first of all, psyched because again, I'm at all times pushing the boy band in a BL agenda. And I remember being excited, but I was like, ooh, I wonder like how this chemistry is going to be because obviously they know each other and they're friends, but like, will it have a twinge of like weirdness to it because they do have to work together? Like, even though Laz One like broke up, but they didn't break up. It was just,
They did a farewell concert.
They did a farewell concert, but I think it was
farewell.
because their like contract. It was like how One was like ended after that period. I think it was that period ended because they were put together on a show, same thing,
right?
And so, but like instead of One breaking up, like instead of Laz One breaking up, One disbanded, but like instead of Laz One breaking up, they were just like farewell to this era.
Yeah,
I think is what actually happened. Anyways. I was like, I wonder if this is going to be weird because like, or like have like a twinge of weirdness to it because they know they still have to like work together and be in this boy band and like with another like a group of people. But no.
They committed.
Mm-hmm.
And now looking back at their content, like they committed since like they were put together on Laz Icon.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it reminds me a lot of Bankbo.
I mean, they have wedding rings.
Yeah.
They like are full partners.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is an interesting dynamic. We were talking about this before. I was like, in K-pop, a lot of the boy members are shipped.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing about GOT7 is that they really leaned into it.
I mean, Wenge Park Gay.
Yes. And so I love that. I would love to see Jin Young and Jackson do a BL. I think they would kill it.
They would kill it. I mean, because Jin Young is like full actor.
And Jin Young was fully shipped with that old man in the Devil Judge.
Oh yeah,
series.
Yeah.
Like people freaked out about him and that dude.
Listen, I've said from the beginning, I would love to see Bam Bam do a BL.
He would kill it.
Yeah.
But so yeah, these boys were fun to watch. They have
really good chemistry.
Great chemistry.
And another thing that I will say for Da'u and Off-Road is like I saw Pyong and Poomjai.
Yeah.
Not Da'u and Off-Road.
No.
And even now when I watch like Da'u and Off-Road content, I see Da'u and Off-Road. I don't flash back to the characters.
Same. Especially it's interesting too with Poomjai because Off-Road as a person, I would say he's probably a little more shy than Poomjai, but he's still that sweet, bubbly personality. You can definitely see pieces of Da'u and Off-Road in Poomjai and Pyong, but like you were saying, I don't see the people in like I see these characters.
Yeah.
And it was fun. So let's talk about, I don't even know where to go next, but I want to talk. Honestly, it reminded me a little bit of a K-drama with this like Hail Mary of a kidnapping. We got to work for the gang.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I love that. Like it was so dramatic, but the way they did it was really well done in that like it didn't feel like it felt dramatic. It felt very soap opera, but it didn't take me out of it. I was like, yeah, this totally makes sense. Like
this could totally happen. I get it.
It was like a funny, especially after the heaviness of Pyong being like, my family's in trouble. I can't bring this sweet child into this, and like pushes him away because my God, when they like that scene where Pyong is like, I don't like you, and Poomjai is like, yes, you do.
Yeah, that's a great scene. I really like that scene because like I think that Da'u particularly acted that scene really because I think it would have been really easy for Off-Road to steal that scene.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I think that it would have been so easy for Poomjai to be the focus of that scene because it's so emotional and like Poomjai is like no, like you
he's
do,
the one,
right? And
yeah.
he's the one that's being told
and crying and
and he's the one that's being rejected,
Right.
essentially. And so I think that it would be really easy for him to steal the scene and for you as a, like me as a viewer to be like, oh my God,
Yeah.
Poomjai. But really when I was watching that, I like really felt deeply for Pyong.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like it's sadder when they don't cry. Like it's almost like they're like really holding it in. And that's what I saw. I was like, oh my God, like this poor boy, he's like breaking inside because he also knows he likes him.
Yeah, and it hurts you because you're like, just say the words, like just tell this person.
But at the same time, I was like, I know he has his reasons and like I can't blame him. Like I can't be mad at him. There was I told Sunset about you, where I was like, I can't be mad at either one of them because like they're both just going through something.
Yeah.
And so it was like, I'm not upset.
You understand it, but you're like, you don't want it to be.
Yeah. You understand, but it's so sad.
I will say the best part about this series is the pacing was fantastic.
So good.
Because so quickly after that, Bro, who from the beginning did not like Pyong, he was like, I don't want this boy around him. And then sweet Poomjai is like, he had his like sickness because he stood in the rain. He like found himself like a hotel room, an apartment, unclear. Had his little like sad moment.
Yeah, his sow.
Yeah, and then the bro is like, damn, my bro really likes this dude. Like I gotta talk some sense into this boy, even if I don't like it, because he's told him like, okay, I will sell my shares, I will remove myself from the situation, but like the bro knows what the bro's heart wants, and he's like, let me give you this like metaphorical speech about food and a restaurant, but it's not really about food in the restaurant because you love my brother and my brother loves you, and just like get over whatever crap you're going through.
That speech was funny because it like is an interesting, like I was listening to it and I was like, the translation of this, like shout out to the translators because like a metaphorical speech that you then have to translate into another language could be very confusing. Yeah. It could be quite confusing.
They did it well.
Yeah, the translation was also done really well on this show.
It was.
Yeah.
Another reason why the bro relationship was really sweet was the fact that like he did not like Pyong, but he was like,
he was like, I'll allow it.
Okay, speaking of the brother, Tag is the most precious being I've ever experienced in my entire life. There were so many moments I cried. The very first time I cried in this show, because I cried multiple times in this show, the first time I cried was when Tag and Pojai, when Tag has imagined how Pojai is going to receive this necklace he got him for Chinese Valentine's Day, and he imagines this sweet little scene, this romantic scene, and then he gets in the car and Pojai does not act like that because he is just concerned about his brother, and he gives him the necklace because they have the secret relationship. He's like, I can't do this. Like, I can't wear this necklace. People will know we're dating, obviously. And then he gets out of the car. I'm trying to remember if it's the same scene. I'm trying to remember if I'm mixing up scenes, but the next time, I think it's the same scene where he's like, well, we're not really breaking up because we're not really in a relationship because no one knows about us. He's like, you don't even have to like worry about it. And he walks away, and it's just so sad. I will say the filming of that scene was really funny because they slow it down and he like breaks down crying, and I was like, how dare you hurt Tag?
Oh my God.
He's so cute. And then they make up on the balcony, and it's very sweet. It was just very cute.
Oh my God.
I love Tag. But I'm glad that they like resolved their issues and got back together. And I love the fact that they made it so that Poomjai already knew about their relationship. That when his brother was like, hey, BT Dubs, I'm dating your bestie, he was like, yeah, I know. But he was like, I wanted you to tell me, like, I wanted you to come around. So it was like a sweet moment. I just love this show. It's so good.
This show is pretty great. Another thing I like about this show is that, like, yes, it would be nice if we got a season 2, but I do really feel like they spread everything out evenly and in a nice way, and I didn't feel rushed at the end. And so, like, it's such a good watch because it's a very, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a very, like, relaxing watch almost.
Yeah.
Because you're not stressed. You're not, like, trying to get through a bunch of episodes, but also, like, it's a, like, you're not bored at any point. You're not like, oh, I need to pick this up later. Like, yeah.
I did try to look up the Spaghetti Factory to tell people exactly which Spaghetti Factory it was, because there are 3 in Bangkok, because this is what we love to do. I don't know if you guys love to do this. Tell us if you've ever done this. If you've watched a show or a movie and then gone to the location where that show or movie was filmed. Yeah. And so I was talking to a friend of mine recently, and her nephew goes to the school that High School Musical was filmed in, and she sent me a picture of the lockers because they still have like the lockers painted from High School Musical, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. But so I tried to look up Spaghetti Factory. There's 3 of them. I couldn't quite figure out, because the one in the show has the like arch.
Yeah.
And I, from the Google Photos, couldn't, unless they went to another province, which potentially.
Yeah.
But I could not find it. Another fun fact is that Poomjai's dad is Nanon's dad in real life.
I did not know that literally until I read this guide when we were like about to film this, and I was like, oh my god.
I know, I knew he was an actor, but I didn't know what he was in.
Yeah, I knew he was an actor, but
that was very cute.
Mostly because I think with Nanon, I just associate him so closely with his mom and his sister that I have never really like thought too hard about his dad.
Yeah, his dad is always around and very sweet, but his mom and his sister are so prevalent that like, that's the focus. I love, speaking of last one, we got a Pentor and Geller cameo in Ep 3.
Which I was very excited about because I really like Pentor.
I also really love that they made them a couple.
Yeah.
They were like holding hands and just very fun.
Listen, low key, I was like, wait, are they gonna like do
that would be
like
so
later
cool.
on, right? Was this like a tease? Like,
make it all gay.
Do it.
I love that a lot. The only beef I will say I had, the story that didn't really track for me, was Poomjai's gay awakening in episode 4 was very funny to me, because he's gone on this date with Tammy. He's realized, oh my gosh, all I can think about is Pyong. He goes to the grocery store and is like, Pyong, all I could think about is you. And he's like, and Pyong is like, I bet, like, and he kisses him. And Poomjai is like, no, I'm sorry. Did my confession make you gay? Like, essentially is I think what he thought. Like, I don't know what he thought. I don't know what he was thinking, because then he like avoids him and he's like freaking out, and you're not really sure why, because like he's just confessed to a boy, and the boy is then kissed him and like made it somewhat apparent that he likes him. So then he like, you know, has a moment in the stockroom with Tag where he's like, I'm just like, I'm going through something and I'm really uncomfortable, and Pyong is just always there, and Pyong overhears him and he's like, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. And then he runs off to the park, and then they convene in the park, and then they finally have the confession, right, where he's like, I think I have feelings for you.
But so why doesn't this track for you? Like, why is this?
I'll tell you why. He goes, I have feelings for you. And then Pyong is like, awesome, I have feelings for you too. And then Poomjai is like, but I'll work on my feelings. He's like, I don't want to pressure you into anything. Like, it didn't quite register to Poomjai, I think, like what that kiss meant, or potentially it was just too much pressure, because then Pyong is like, you need to figure out what you feel for me and for Tammy.
Right. That's what I took it as. Not that he was like misunderstanding Pyong, is that he was like, listen, I have feelings for you, but I'm not really ready to do anything about it.
Yeah. And he still kind of had feelings for Tammy.
Right. But so again, this is like a trope, and this is what I like about this show, is like these are very familiar tropes. Like, this is what happens in I Long Nai. This is what happens in Hidden Agenda. This is right, like this is a very familiar gay awakening to me, at least. Like, I've seen this in so many BLs. So like, to me, I didn't take it the way you did. I took it more so where he was like, I have feelings for you, but I'm not ready to do anything about it. And, like, I don't want to think too hard about it because it's overwhelming for me. Because, like, this is a whole, like, new thing.
Yeah, I guess
And so, like, this 0 to 100 that you're throwing at me, dude, is not going to work.
Yeah, I guess that was what it was, is that, like, I didn't quite realize that he wasn't worried about P. Young and what P. Young felt. He was like, I'm still processing what I feel. He was
like, I can't go 0 to 100 with you, my dude. Like, basically.
I really like the whole necklace moment where he, like, P. Young had given him this necklace so that he could give it to Tammy, and he did not give it to Tammy. No. He kept it for his true love.
Yeah,
the boy. Oh, this show is so good. I've rewatched it so many times.
Yeah, this show has a lot of jewelry moments, and I realized, like, in retrospect, you know, it would be awesome if you were a fan of someone, like fan club, and you, like, what you should totally do and what I will do forever from now on is, like, you gift a piece of jewelry, but then secretly you buy the matching piece of jewelry yourself, and then you have couple jewelry.
I know. How have more people not done that?
I mean, I'm sure so many people do it. They just don't admit to it because it's low-key psycho, but, like, it's genius.
How have we not done that?
I mean, I have couple outfits with so many boys. I'm dating every member of Atlas. Thank you.
I was gonna say, so we bought a bunch of these Uniglow shirts. This is part of, like, a Uniglow release. They all came out at the same time, and Poomja wears them in the show, but we bought them because Atlas wore them.
Yeah, literally, I went to Thailand. These are both mine. In case anyone's wondering,
you bought 5 of them.
No, I bought 6.
6 of them.
The only one, and I would have bought 7. Right. But, like, I went to multiple
we went to all the Uniglows
in Bangkok, and they were like, no, I'm sorry, that one sold out. Like, it's so popular. Tad.
It was really popular.
Anyways, but the jewelry thing is genius because, again, like, anytime any boy I like wears... I
mean, technically, you have couple jewelry with Jet.
I do. That's true. But it's not a piece of jewelry that I've gifted. I feel like that's the difference, right? Is, like, I mean, technically I have couple jewelry with
Element.
The Banks.
Yeah. True. This is a funny story with our Revipa jewelry. So I really loved Revipa because of prom, of, like, Yinmore prom bonds. And so when we went to Thailand, I was like, Ayla, we have to find Revipa in Central World. I'm so sorry.
I don't know why we went to the Central World one because there's a million Revipas.
They're everywhere else, and there's even more now. There's one literally as you walk in the door at Siam Center.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we walk up to the counter at Revipa, and she's like, "How may I help you?" And I think you just showed her a photo of War.
So War had one that I wanted to get. I was like, obviously, I will be matching
she's
War.
Like, I see.
And I literally just showed her this picture of War, and she was like, And then she, like, brought me all the jewelry. It was great. My War one actually broke recently, which is why I've switched to my Jet set. Because last time I was in Thailand, this is a funnier Revipa story. Honestly, if you're in Thailand, first of all, every boy in Bangkok has a piece of Revipa jewelry. Just look for photos. You can totally match a boy.
Yes.
So this black one that I'm wearing that has a little charm on it. So Jet wears this exact set, and I, like, showed the girl a picture of Jet wearing this set, and she's like looking and scrolling because, you know, they have to really figure out from the picture, like, which ones they're wearing because they all look, like, relatively, like, similar.
But there are, like, some mild differences,
and there's, like, very specific colors, and they all mean something. They have meaning. They all have meaning. And so she's looking, and she like zooms in, and she's like, "When's his birthday?" And I tell her because I know off the top of my head.
Obviously.
And I tell her because I know, and she, like, puts it in her phone. She looks up. She's like, yes, this makes sense. She's like, that one is actually, like, it's special. It's tied to the day of the week he was born on.
Okay.
And so I start to tell her my birthday. So I say, well, my birthday is August. And she stops me. I don't even get the day out. She stops me and she goes, but I think you can have the same one as him. And then she goes, it just means you'll be together for a long time. And truly mad respect to this woman's sales technique. In that moment, I was like, bring it.
You're like,
I was like, sold. Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like there's something different and better about, like, if you gift the jewelry, right? Yeah. It's like something you've picked out, and then but secretly you also have the piece, because that's what the whole, like, Tammy necklace thing reminded me of. Is like, because like he was like, "Oh, this is a gift for me," but like it's not a gift. Like I don't know. It was just like a really funny like almost like fangirly thing to do.
It is. Yeah. That's yeah, we'll buy you.
So yeah,
How do we
if you get some jewelry, so yeah, if you get some jewelry, it's not suspicious. Don't think too hard about it.
How do we not have like friendship bracelets?
With Sia.
We did talk about doing friendship bracelets with Element because
we did. We did talk about that. Instead, we have shared trauma.
we have shared T-shirts.
We do.
Oh, fantastic. Anyways, jewelry. Go buy your favorite
jewelry.
boy.
Listen,
jewelry.
this is my plan now, and I learned it all from watching Love in Translation. So if anybody gets weird
true.
about it, it's Dao and Offred's fault.
It is true. I loved the ending where the gang where Pojai has befriended the gang daddy. And now they're besties, and he like that was some really this show actually had some good comedy with like the emotion of it all. This show has everything. It's perfect.
Yeah,
go watch
this
it.
show really does have
I
everything,
really
and it's
loved
an
it.
easy watch. The boys are cute.
They
Everybody
kiss
works
good.
well together. 10 out of 10, no notes. I have no beefs.
I know. I really hope there have been hints that Dayu and Off-Road are going to get another show.
They're going to.
I mean, if Min and Ping are any indication, literally.
Min and Ping are back to back to back to back. Dao and Offroad are going to get
love
something
that.
else.
I
I know
love
it.
that.
I can feel it in my bones.
I wonder if last one has not come out with any new music since.
Correct. They just.
But Dayu has some really good cover collabs that he has just done. He did one with Third from Tilly Bird.
Well, and Dao and Offroad have been doing collabs with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The OSTs, of course, are
Yes.
fantastic in this series.
We expect nothing less from boy banders.
That's true. But yeah, this was an excellent show.
Yeah, it was a great show. No beefs. 10 out of 10. No notes. Okay, the question. Would you watch it again?
I've already watched it 5 million times.
Yeah, I'd totally watch it again.
It is a nice watch. It's a nice watch to like relax and lay and go to bed too.
This is also one that I would recommend to a first timer.
Absolutely.
This is a good get your friends into BL show.
They're cute boys. They're cute, fun friends.
There's enough drama, but not too much confusing drama. The sound effects aren't too much. There's like...
And the girl was so good. She
Yeah.
was like...
You don't have an evil girl.
She was like, okay, I get it. It was an interesting plot point that Pyong and Tammy were exes. That was funny.
I mean, that feels right.
And that was a funny moment.
Yeah.
But overall, speaking of High School Musical, the ending scene where Poomjai and Pyong kiss on that little bridge thing very much reminded me of High School Musical too, because there's like a bridge scene and it's like it kind of looks like a country club in a way, right? Because there's like a golf course. It's like a very elaborate estate situation. I don't really know where they're staying for that little
I'm just trying to picture the
retreat.
High School Musical kiss now. I can't even remember it.
It's
I assume it's on the golf course. The like
it's at the country club.
where he dances on the golf course,
Yeah.
or whatever.
But also talking about that little vacation retreat thing, the fact that Pojai has somehow packed his entire life into luggage that he could then take on a trip to move in with Tag was probably the funniest thing. He's like, yeah, I'll move in with you. Here's my luggage. This is all I need.
I mean, that's fair. I feel like if I needed, like, all of my, like, stuff that I need, I could fit into luggage.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, if I'm moving in somewhere, like, I'm not going to need my furniture. Like, I'm not going to need, like, towels and cutlery. Like,
yeah, it was
you
just
know.
it was just a funny, like, I'm moving in with you. We're doing the thing. It was very cute and fun and fresh. They were adorable.
Yeah, this
I
is
love
a
this
great
show.
show.
Go watch it.
Yes.
This has been Let's Talk BL. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow all things Let's Talk BL at Let's Talk BL.